Other options on the list for a stealth scan, you may specify the interface, say the LAN card represented by Ethernet 0, right? Uh, to specify again the interface that the Nmap should use. Okay. Next is you may also spoof the source address in the Nmap. So you just add this one, this -s option. Okay, specify the interface and then the -s option, and then this is the spoofed source address. So this may be a domain name or an IP ad, spoofed IP ad, and then the target. You may also spoof the hardware or the Mac. Okay, there's two options here, 1 and 2. So in here, the spoof Mac Apple, what it will do is the Nmap will generate a random hardware address. Okay, in here, in this option, in the spoof Mac, this is the spoofed Mac address. Okay, sp there, spoof source MAC address, spoofed source MAC address, and then the target destination. You may also have a scanning under Nmap where you specify the specific source port number, okay, to fool the packet filters, okay, or a firewall, and then again the target. And then you may also have this option randomize hosts. Usually when Nmap scans, it is in sequence, but adding the randomized host, it will scan these target devices in random. Okay, again, this is in range from 192.168.1.1 up to 192.168.1.100. A full scan is one in which as much detail as possible is collected about the target. Can include scanning all ports, interrogating services for versions, footprinting the operating system. This can be used with either TCP or UDP, though UDP will take considerably longer as the scanner must wait to time out if no response is received on that port. Full scans produce the most results but are also the noisiest and can easily be detected by IDS IPS system. Common ways to evade detection is to include randomizing the IP address and port and slowing the scan down. In addition to network scanning, penetration testers sometimes need to interact with packets and traffic directly to gather the information that they need. Manual or tool-assisted packet creations can allow you to send packets that otherwise would not exist or to modify legitimate packet with your own payloads or data. There are four typical tasks that packet crafting and inspection may involve, and these are packet assembly, editing the packet playing the packet and replaying it again, or replaying the packets, and packet decoding. Um, Tools used within this stage, one popular tool is the Wireshark. Okay, um, although there is this popular packet crafting tool, we call it as HPing. Good thing with HPing is it can allow you to customize the packets easily. So HPing is a packet generation or packet crafting tool that supports raw IP packets, also ICMP, UDP, 2CP, and a wide range of packet manipulation tricks, including splitting the packets or setting the flag, so on and so forth. Network mapping is the process of discovering devices on a network in an effort to visualize the network and create a logical topology map. It uses active probing to gather information such as MAC, IP, the ports and services, the operating system, the device types, the VMs or virtual machines, host names, and even protocols running on the network. Mapping identifies subnet also and how devices are interconnected. Scanning with the tools such as Nmap. Nmap has this feature of network mapping. Um, and this is the first and most basic step to create a network map. So other methods other methods that a tool may use to map the network is it may interrogate the ARP cache, or it may also interrogate the ARP table, or CDP. If you remember in Cisco, the Cisco Discovery Protocol, the protocol, typing, let's say, show CDP neighbor can identify those directly connected network, and with this, a tool may have an idea on how the topology of the network looks like. Many mapping tools have also additional functionality. They may use SNMP to enumerate information from hosts, including hardware and service status, interface statistics, installed applications, patch levels, usernames, and critical events. Take note, SNMP is discussed in Cisco 4, simple network management protocols, and all of those informations I mentioned, or all of those um, pertinent details in the network are um, queried and being responded by network devices um, to the SNMP manager, if you remember. Okay, like in this case, the device where the network mapping tool is present. Having a topology map of the network is valuable to the pen tester because it informs your choice of tools and strategies. For example, you cannot conduct an ARP scan or spoof MAC address on a remote without direct access to the network. So of course, you need to know what IP ad or MAC address you'll be spoofing. Okay, so you may also have to make routing choices based on the link speed and protocols used in the various segments. So with this network mapping, it will definitely be of help. Most network mappers also only scan the immediate subnet by default. You may have to manually add additional subnets. Many tools allow you to specify a seed device, such as a router or a layer 3 switch, which provides knowledge on various subnets. You typically have to provide a username and password for the scanner to log into the device to make such queries. And There are actually many free and commercial network mapping tools, but those that are popular network mappers are under SolarWinds. There's also this Intermapper or WhatsApp Gold or PRTG. Okay, it's actually PRTG is a network monitoring tool, which has this feature, Spicework, and of course, as I mentioned a while ago, Nmap. One of the most powerful exploit tool is the Metasploit. Metasploit is the default exploit tool for most, if not all, pen testers. It has become the most common development framework for exploits. There are two major versions of Metasploit. This is the Metasploit framework, which is usually a free and open source version of the Metasploit, and then the Metasploit Pro, which is the commercial version which has enhanced features. There are additional versions like Metasploit Community. It's a free web user interface for the Metasploit framework. There's also this Metasploit Express and Armitage, a graphical interface for Metasploit that focuses on team collaboration for exploitation and penetration testing. Metasploit usually include tools and features that allow for more than just exploitation. In fact, Metasploit capabilities include also discovery, like with Nmap. It has exploitation. Also, it has tools which may be of help to avoid detection. And then last in the part 1, I have here guidelines for scanning networks. As we've discussed before about open source intelligence, you may use this or starting knowledge of the target network to determine base address of your scan. Okay, because take note, if you notice, there are still a couple of details you need to know when we are to scan our network, say domain name, IP ad, initial IP ad, so on and so forth. Determine the amount of detail you want to discover, those important details that you want to discover. Let's say IP ad, ports, operating system that the infrastructure is using, the versions, okay, the versions of those services that they have, host names, the status of their devices, and then select a tool capable of delivering uh, capable of delivering this desired information. You may start with a discovery scan that uses multiple techniques. You may manually add known networks or use a shorter subnet mask to include multiple subnets in a single scan. You may set scan speed, which balances performance with stability. Okay. Also, if you remember, we mentioned a while ago, like suppose slowing down scan speed may also be of help for not to be detected by the cybersecurity team or by the uh, detection systems. And then, okay, it says here, so you may use slower scan speed to be polite and not to create too much noise in the network. And also, again, slower scan speed, so you cannot be detected by this detection system like IDS. You may also add or include a port scan to identify listening ports. Also, if desired, you may use tools that can interrogate ports or grab banners or use specially crafted packets to identify operating system. If desired, you may use tools that can interrogate device ARP cache, route cache tables, MAC tables, so on and so forth. We Okay, and if desired, you may use SNMP also to interrogate device. You may also you export scanned output and import it into a Visio, for example, like under network mapping. And you may use Google to quickly find examples and tools. Okay, okay. You know that term, right? Google lang. So, this is a summary actually of what we have covered so far. And this ends part 1 of this chapter 4. Part 2 and part 3 of this chapter will be an agenda of next week. Okay? So keep safe. Together we learn as one.